how Georgia is recovering from COVID situation were met, because some estimates are quite similar what TBC Capital was stating just a few months ago, and where do we stand right now?
Yes, thank you, Georgi. Yes, you are right. So I would say, broadly speaking, except tourism and tourism related sectors, we have quite a strong recovery. Basically, in almost all sectors. Also, you mentioned exports and remittances, especially remittances, but also exports. I mean, exports dynamics in this environment is quite promising. So broadly speaking, I would say mostly in line with our expectations. So initially we had something like -4.5, -5.5. So maybe now after some spike of virus recently in Georgia, so without additional fiscal stimulus, it would be in a range of -5, -5.5. But in any case, even take into account the sizable fiscal stimulus in Georgia, I think those numbers are quite good. Again, take into account our dependence on the tourism influence.
Can we consider that some of our colleagues are still arguing and strongly recommending to the governmental authorities that additional stimulus from fiscal funds should be diverted to tourism, and especially in their relations with the banks?
Keep in mind that this is debt financing, yes. So this is debt raised externally again, but what should be repaid in the coming years, yes. I would argue more if the government utilizes additional buffers they have, so probably more on the infrastructure side, or maybe they push more on initiatives like. I like very much the initiative, like to work remotely from Georgia, but probably you need some additional package.
Potential, but it needs some additional pushing.
Yes. So
we can potential, but there is no some sort of ambition, Otar. That's my personal.
Yes, definitely. The boom probably was quite aggressive pre-COVID-19. Tourism. I would say, but still, I would say, I mean, best to my understanding, still manageable. If you look at occupancy rates, those were still higher as compared with other countries. So, for example, if you look
at all the estimates could be met, and if we could talk about some predictability within the COVID situation, if we can, you still remain with your estimates that the best period for the beginning of the total recovery is going to be the end of the second quarter of 2021. Am I right?
21. Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. And we project something like 50% drop still in 2021 of inflows compared to the 2019 level. Of course, you're going to have a huge increase, sharp increase in 2021 compared to 2020. But still, if you think of 50%, again, mostly on the back of the second half of the year, as you argued, still, if you think of 50%, it's not that bad. Again, I can't talk about all hotels, but whole industry. But if you assume let's say occupancy rates, so occupancy rates were well above 60% in Georgia. So I mean, for the break even in average, I mean, again, on average for the hotel, so occupancy rate of something like 35% should be sufficient for the break even. However, without that service, yes. So
without that service, yeah.
Even half recovers. We have break even without that service, a little bit more, and then they start that service.
Otar, my last question in this regards is: do you expect, due to the recovery trends and main macro parameters, what do we have, any additional revisions on your behalf or IFI's for the existing year?
Again, I would argue on the upside we have probably additional fiscal stimulus, and of course on the downside we have again, muted recovery and second wave, and more importantly, lockdowns. Yes, of course, higher number of cases is very important and very unfortunate. What we see, not only in Georgia, but and still hopefully we are still doing relatively well. But as you can see from our latest research, macro sector overview, so it's a lockdown what impacts the growth, not really the number of cases. I mean, certainly you have correlation between those two, but still, like if you look at same if you look at countries with same number of cases and just different approaches, so it's a lockdown what matters. So I would say again, -5, -5.5 looks reasonable. Yes, so there is probability for the review, but I would say not. I would say not significant.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for being a part of Checkpoint.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.